why film? It could be radio, it could be written, it could be pictures.
And I've done some songwriting and like a bit of poetry, but film ultimately really emerged as like my primary art form. And I think for me it's really because it blends all of the other art forms, is like how I look at it, because it is photography, it is all sound work, it is, written words and expression and performance, and so that's why it's the art form that I really like. And the other reason that I really believe in filmmaking is because I think that it also most easily transcends language and cultural barriers, because it is visual and oral, and it is multi-sensory in a way that that's why I love it, I guess. Yeah.
I was thinking about, so my initial response was because that's sort of what we have been trained in, but, that's why we made this way, I think. But I think the reason I was drawn to film is very similar to you, but what I was just thinking about, which is not what I was thinking about when we made the film, so I can't claim that that's what my intentions were. But I was thinking about the fact that film to me often feels less, maybe biased, because you can draw your own conclusions from a frame, and that's really nice. And it's challenging to do that for me, especially with words, because I'm putting my own voice into it. And obviously the frame I pick and the way I put it together is also my voice. But I think about how if I show a shot of someone's messy kitchen, half the audience is going to be feeling it's amazing that these people are so generous despite their circumstances, and half the audience is going to be feeling, holy crap, why did these people even think to invite people over when their house looked like this? And I don't have to say how I feel.
Right.
Unless I want to. And I think that that's a kind of cool piece of the film thing, like the documentary thing, is you obviously choose the pieces you think are most interesting that structure a story, and you present a perspective in that way, but I think that kind of lets people draw their conclusions. Like, there are many characters in our movie, and we always find that different people are really latch on to different people.
And why that is, who knows?
Right, yeah.
Their own personalities.
Yeah.
Insert here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my other little sideline question was your comments that you mentioned earlier today too, that whole love, the intimacy, and how you were saying you were feeling more love, and then at one point you said something like, and then you said, I don't feel that way, and then you later said, I feel deeper love. Yeah. And I was like, I was thinking about that after the movie. I'm like, do I feel more love like every day, or do I just feel the same? Like, I was trying to weigh that in, like where that came from, and then like how your relationship evolved through this process, because it did evolve, it seems, a little, at least subtly, if not,
Yeah, I think so. I think I don't have that thought like necessarily on a daily basis, like now. I'm not.
He's like,
I'm not often like, Sarah, I love you more and more every day. Like, do you feel the same way? No,
Yeah,
but
sweet.
because, and I think that is representative of how that like project. We did project this transformative experience. Like, that's what we wanted out of it, So I think, and, there's another moment in the film where, Sarah says, don't you feel some sort of pressure, romantically? And we both did. And so that, that was interesting. But we did because we knew that this felt like a big deal. I'd never spent 24/7 with somebody for 2 months. And that we were just collaborating on everything personally and spatially and creatively was like a lot. And so I was looking for it to transform.
I think our relationship has never been, well, that's not true, but it was probably the easiest during that trip, which is a weird thing to think about.
And I think it was the most difficult because I really...
He was just giving and I was taking a lot. That's what happened.
What? No, because I really feel like... And it is because it also was like one of the most stressful experiences of our lives together.
Yeah.
And
maybe it's
again,
just
it was stress that we created. That's the funny part. We were fortunate that we weren't often, it wasn't like external stress. It was like the stress that we invented by making this project together. But
I don't really know.
And intention always meets conditions along the way. So the project that you set out to do is not exactly the one. that,
No, right. Yeah, not at all. It changed. Well, it changed because we thought we were going to have a lot less luck than we did. A lot less. I mean, it's not even luck. It's just we didn't think we'd receive as much kindness.